Okay, we're going to head over to Daniel Chung's channel next with our Armor Up Defenders of the Faith pursuit. Remember, we are trying to get those people to come out of the once saved, always saved false teaching and to stop teaching that to others. And we're trying to snatch them from the flames of judgment, because those people that are doing the false teaching are clearly sinning against God. They're going against scriptures of Jude 3 and 4. And then also we're trying to snatch them away from the flames of judgment as far as the tribulation goes, because many of these people that believe once saved, always saved, they don't understand that the rapture is a reward and that you must be practicing righteousness to get to go. And since many of them, either they fall on the conservative side or the liberal side of this whole thing, where the conservative side of it would say, oh, you should try to practice righteousness. But then deep down inside, they'll say, but if somebody wasn't, they're still going to heaven as long as they're genuinely saved, okay? And then, of course, the liberal people say, hey, you can live however you want to. It doesn't matter. You got grace. You can do whatever you want to now. Now that you're saved, you're going to heaven. So you can live like a sinner if you want to, and you're still going to heaven. That's the liberal side of it, okay? So both sides are wrong, because that's not true, all right? There is a place you can go that's not heaven called outer darkness, or you could even go to the lake of fire if you take the mark, or something's going to happen to the guy that or girl that messes around with the words of Revelation, and they're not coming into heaven either, even though they did have a portion at that tree of life. So this, belief that there's nothing you can do to lose it is wrong, okay? It's true that you can't work to get the salvation. The salvation is a gift. But you can deny him through your immoral living, which is what it says right there in Jude 1:4, and you can be kicked out of heaven if you're in these detestable sins that Jesus says will have no part in his kingdom. And you'll find that in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, Ephesians 5, and Galatians 5, and other places where it says that these are the sins that he finds detestable, or he hates these the most, okay? He hates all sin, of course, but these are the ones that are especially detestable to him, okay? So Daniel has been leading others astray with this kind of belief. He also has been doing some false prophesying as well, where he's going on there and telling people a date and say he's 100% sure that it's going to happen. Well, that would be false prophecy. But not only that, but he's actually persecuting the true prophets of God, specifically Helingwe. I think he's still supporting Joshua as of last count anyways, and that could have changed, I don't know. But he's definitely going after Helingwe because he doesn't understand her vision, because he has this once saved, always saved, everybody's going in the rapture kind of philosophy, and that's the reason he doesn't understand why someone else will be kicked out, okay? So I've done quite a few videos on that, so I'm not going to go into all of those details right now. Just go and look at the last ones, or, pick one. It pretty much tells you everything that you need to know in one of them, but then the more details come after for some of the other videos, okay? Now, the other thing that he really needs to understand here is that there's a hierarchy of structure, and that God has leadership people in place that he has called for a particular time period and a particular purpose. And so Daniel needs to sit under these people as long as they're going, with Scripture, and has to be an accurate interpretation of the Scripture as well. But everybody is not supposed to be in the leadership, folks. Everybody that can jump on YouTube is not supposed to be a leader, a teacher, a prophet, an evangelist, a pastor. Just because you can get on here doesn't mean that the Spirit has called you into that role. And that's the thing that Daniel needs to understand, 1 Peter 5:5. So you could quote that one to him. Also, his followers need to understand that the rapture is a reward. And since they're in this once saved, always saved stuff, they may be not following a life of righteousness. They may not be practicing righteousness. So you need to quote some of those verses. I'll put them in the description about the rapture is a reward, and that you must be walking in white with him. Have clean, pure, white robes, and you must have a clean, pure, repentant heart as well. All right.